Welcome to the Village of North Hudson Plan Commission meeting of Wednesday, March 21st, 2018. Roll call, please.
Member Bachman?
Here.
Howard?
Here.
Chair Miser?
Here.
Member Mitchell?
Here.
Schneider? Here. Wecken?
Here.
White?
Not here.
We have a quorum. Good. Okay. Next item, approval of the meeting minutes from our last meeting of January 17th, 2018.
I so moved.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
You got a second? Any corrections, additions? Hearing none, all in favor of approving of the meeting minutes of January 17th, signify by saying aye. Aye. The ever approved. Our next item is a public hearing, an application to create a two-lot extraterritorial CSM containing one 4.2 acre parcel and one 5.75 acre parcel in the town of St. Joseph. Owners Daniel and Janet Bauer, project engineer Doug Zeiler of S&N Land Surveying. Discussion and possible recommendation. Usually I have the village engineer discuss what's going on, but why don't we just open up to the public and see if anyone wants to say anything. I'll call for a motion to go to public hearing.
So moved.
So moved?
Second.
And seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are in public hearing at 7:03. Does anyone from the public wish to speak? And if you do, please go up to the microphone. We'll wait a minute. Anyone want to speak? Okay.
Are you the applicants and engineer?
They're the applicants. I'm actually Ty Dodge. I'm here in Doug's stead tonight.
Okay.
Do you want me to speak as well?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead? Well, we'll still open a public hearing in case anyone comes.
You guys probably have.
We have, yeah, the drawings and everything.
So basically what we have is, the Bowers have a piece of property. And what happened here is there was a land contract, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Dan, for lot one, done back in quite a few years ago. Let's find it here. 1983. So that land contract was executed between the Bowers and Greg Hansa, but it was not recorded at the county. So they basically sold the property and the Hansas took possession of the property, but because this was an unrecorded land contract, it didn't show up on the tax rolls that way or anything until later on. Fast forward to today, and now basically they're just trying to clear that up so that that can be an official lot as it was created back in 1983. Am I pretty much on track now? Okay, so that's lot one, and then lot two is the remainder of the Bauer property that was there. So we're kind of just trying to bring that thing up to date. It's technically creation of a new parcel because that land contract wasn't recorded at the Register of Deeds, but has existed for, 30 odd years. And so both those parcels have access off of 37th. There's those narrow panhandle strips. And the reason for that is just because since they were created back then, those were legal at the time. Since that time, the county has changed those rules to not allow that, but they're it's a pre-existing situation, so we have to address it and lay it out somehow.
It's a pre-existing, non-recorded situation.
Correct. Yep.
Do you have any questions? It's kind of a legal thing.
Does the owner of lot one have a deed to that?
They have a land contract to it. Is that right, Dan? Or did they take a warranty deed at some point?
Given a deed once
Once
it's approved.
it's
He
done.
doesn't have a deed.
Okay.
So there's no structures on either of these parcels. They're vacant. Can you explain what the indication of the center line of existing private road Trout Brook Trail is? What is that? Is that a?
Basically, a 66-foot right-of-way that is really being divided into two driveways, a shared driveway.
Oh, I know. No, I'm talking about The Trout
One on
Brook
the
Trail
south.
that's on the south end of these, of the drawing, this drawing, there's an indication of something like a road, and it's called Trout Brook
Yep.
Trail. What is
That's,
that?
that's a private road that serves a bunch of parcels in there. I don't know if you have, this is kind of the overlay map, maybe you guys have.
Well, I'm looking at my phone, I don't see much, I'm looking at my phone, I see just a bunch of trees.
It's, exactly. It's a pretty, pretty basic road.
So it's a trail.
I see.
It's a trail, yep. It's a private road, so there's a bunch of parcels back in there that are serviced off that private
But
road.
they, and that's how these parcels that are to the south
Yep, that's. how
are
parcels-
accessed from that trail.
Right. And that was another one of those, that's a road that's been in place since, I don't know, probably the sixties or seventies, Dan? That was created again back when private roads were allowed and there weren't as, you know, the road standards were a lot more, lenient when those parcels were created.
So it's a private road, and there's an existing easement, and on the final certified survey map, that'll all show up, so those people,
Yep.
the owners of lots 1 and 2 know there's a private road down there,
They know that
and
exists,
that will
yep.
continue to exist then.
Yep, that will continue to exist. There's no changing to that because obviously we can't,
It's an easement.
take
on-
away their rights.
And it's
Yep.
an easement on their property.
It's an easement, yep, it's an easement across these lots, but that's not how they would access these lots, is it, Dan?
No.
They would access the 37th Street through that existing driveway on the north.
If the road was all ever brought up to standard, theoretically, probably could access it
Yeah.
from that road.
But typically, those private roads, there are easements written up for those that are for the use of certain parties and not necessarily others. It's
Yeah.
not the same as town roads, so
So people to the south would still continue to use
they
that.
would still continue to use that, and if somebody on lot 1 or 2 wanted to access there, they would probably have to petition whoever has access rights to gain
Right.
that and come from that side.
Yeah, it's actually, you can see it on this diagram as well, right?
Yeah, you can see it on that one, but you're right, that road is, I took a drive back there and it's not much of a road. It's just a 2-track basically.
While you're there, I'll just, we all in our package, we have the letter from our village engineer from Cedar Corp, and so you would have that also. And since he's not here, I'll just basically read it in. His 4 points are, please note the proposed certified survey map meets all the requirements within Chapter 86 of the subdivisions of the village code. Because again, this isn't in the village, it's extraterritorial.
Right.
Number 2, we recommend that comments pursuant to the St. Croix County Planning and Zoning Department and the Town of St. Joseph be addressed prior to signature of the final CSM. Number 3, provide for a Village of North Hudson certificate on the second page of the CSM for the village president and administrator to sign. And number 4, provide a copy of the final recorded CSM to the village. Do you see any problem with any of those 4 points?
No, I'm looking at my map and I don't see your certificate on the copy I have now, but before we make the final,
on
we'll
the
add
final,
that
yeah,
in.
That's
Yep.
how these usually go. You have to get everything approved along the way before that happens.
Right, and right now, we're in process with the town and the county. The county, they probably don't CC you guys on some of these letters, but I've got the letter from the county. They've got 6 points. Town approval is needed.
Yeah, we have that letter.
You do have that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So
The
you know what
TRT letter.
Yep, the TRT letter. Okay, good.
So my understanding of extraterritorial is, things have to go through the county and the township, and then we're the extraterritorial
Right.
entity, and so
So you just want to
we
see
have to
that?
see how it impacts us, if there's any adverse impact to us.
Yep, exactly.
Otherwise, it's really not our business.
Yeah, unless it was something in your master plan where
Right.
this was an area you're seeing as future annexation or something like that, that you'd want to hold it back. But I think this is kind of out beyond probably what the village would take in.
You know what, maybe we should go out at a public hearing, and then we can discuss it as a commission.
Okay, I move to close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor? Aye. We're out of public hearing at 10 after the hour.
We can do.
Anyone see any impact, negative impact to the village? 2 lots, cleaning up paperwork?
No.
I would just you're creating this new driveway easement for the two lots,
Right.
and in my personal opinion, I think it's best practice to have a written agreement to go along with that easement, not just show it on the CSM, because 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, when that area needs some maintenance, or who's gonna plow the snow, or things like that,
Right.
you know, the lot owners will know what the rules are that govern that road, and
You
Right.
mentioned the other thing you told me about if this further subdivided, about a town road.
yeah, and I think the county was addressing that too. There's gonna be a note, the county is gonna require a note placed on the CSM about bringing the road up to town standards if further subdivisions are allowed.
Yep. And I'm not sure that could even happen, because I'm looking at that and there's only 64 feet there, so I don't think they could develop that into a township road. They'd need 66 probably. But yeah, I saw the county had that note too, and we put that on the final. But yeah, that'd be a good point for Dan and probably Greg, just to, if they don't have a joint driveway agreement, maintenance agreement in place, to
It's
do
always a
something
good
like
idea.
that before it would sell. Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments, questions?
Well, it just seems like all the questions we have are being asked
Yeah.
by the,
Right.
by the other authorities on the, St. Croix County Community Development Department letter. These, especially item 6 about the road. So, I mean, I don't have any issue.
And if you look at,
Yeah.
if you look at the issue statement that Melissa had prepared, would have suggested motion. I believe that covers everything, this thing.
That was what happened at the beginning.
Yeah.
At this time, if there's no more discussion, if anyone wants to make a motion? Yeah, somebody already suggested one.
Looking at me for.
I was looking past you this time.
It's all right here.
Would anyone like to make a
I'll make
motion?
a motion.
Okay,
I've already made 3, so I can make 4.
take the easy one.
I move to recommend the approval of the application of a 2-lot extraterritorial CSM of Daniel and Janet Bauer located in the town of St. Joe. The number, applicant Doug Zahler, S&N Land Surveying, with the following conditions. Number 1, comments from the town of St. Joseph and the St. Croix County Planning and Zoning Department be addressed prior to signature of the final CSM. Developer must provide for a Village of North Hudson certificate on the second page of the CSM for the village president and village administrator clerk to sign. Provide a copy of the final recorded CSM to the village.
Very good. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any other discussion? Any other things to add to it? Not? All in favor of approval of the motion as read by Jean, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Routine business, new business, this one thing. We have a new attorney today.
I wondered who
We'd
that
like to-
was. Yeah, I'm
we'd
just like,
I was gonna do it before the meeting, I forgot.
okay.
Hi, I'm Paul Mahler with Baki Norman. I'm helping out with Terry. Terry's on vacation.
Oh, okay.
I see.
I'll be doing some of the municipal work with him in the future, so. You'll
Okay.
probably see
Oh,
me in here.
welcome.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. Is there any other business? Gene? I'm looking for a motion for adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned at 7:15. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.